to see you there. Well, welcome to my humble abode. As you can tell, I am a Southerner, and I assume today you've come to hear about the Civil War, and of course, what leads up to the Civil War. I'll be happy to share with you my wealth of knowledge. Now, before we begin, I'd like to start by saying this show is brought to you by the letter S and the number 4. Not 3, not 2, but 4.
We're here with Richard from the North. Richard, tell us your views on the South.
Well, the South, they are just a bunch of unrefined slobs. They think they can get through winning the war with their simple things like cotton, which can only make fabric, which can make clothes. And we, the perfectly refined North, have industry, railroad, and a much farther economic stature. We have factories that can mass produce guns, which therefore will help us win the war. So if you're asking me my opinion on the South, I find them unrefined hillbillies who couldn't win a war if they had 3 million guns.
Okay, we're here with Billy Bob Joe. Billy Bob Joe, tell us your views on the North.
Oh, North. They're all a bunch of stuck-up Northerners. The thing about the North, they think they need factories and industry and railroads, and they think they can do that without slaves and without cotton. They're stupid. All you need is cotton and slaves. That way, you can get the cotton done, and you can sell it. And that's all you really need is those 3 things.
Billy Bob Joe, you seem to have an infatuation with cotton. Tell us why you think cotton is so great.
Why is cotton so great? I mean, look at this stuff. It's like white gold. This stuff used to take like 3 days to produce, but with the cotton gin, it's like 3 hours. I mean, seriously, this stuff, light as air. It smells great. It's so awesome. See, look, boom, boom, boom. I'm throwing it to the crowd, man. This stuff is awesome.
Richard, if a civil war were to break out between the North and the South, what advantages would the North have?
Well, the North would definitely have our economy system. the South relies so heavily on the production of cotton, and granted, they can produce cotton much faster thanks to Eli Whitney's cotton gin, but that's their main product. They give it to us and then Great Britain. So if a war were to happen, they might have Great Britain on their side. But see, we have factories and we have railroad tracks, which the railroad tracks we can send our goods out much faster and farther than the South can and get them out quicker. And with our factories, we can mass produce guns and ammo. If the South runs out of guns and or ammo, they have to wait until the end of a battle to go loot people who have died, or they just run out of ammo and guns, which, if that happens, we win. They also don't make food. We have the food, they don't have any, because they just make cotton. That is why, if a civil war breaks out, those are the advantage we will have.
Billy, if a civil war were to break out between the North and the South, what benefits do you think the South would have over the North?
See, those Northerners, they think that all we have is cotton. But see, Great Britain relies so heavily on our cotton that if a civil war were to break out and cotton would go down in sales, Great Britain would interfere just to save their cotton trade. And the North doesn't see that because they're dumb.
Okay, Billy, last question. Abraham Lincoln was just elected president. What are your thoughts on that?
That rich snob, screw it, we're seceding.
What?
Oh!
Where's he going?
Billy.
White man came across the sea. He brought us pain and misery. He killed our tribes. He killed our creed. He took our game for his own need. We fought him hard. We fought him well. Out on the plains, we gave him hell.
Come back here, you dirty rotten South!
Billy! Richard, come back!
We give up, we win.
You take a mortal man and put him in control. Watch him become a god. Watch people's heads roll.
Go.
Giant!
Bow, chicka, bow, chicka, bow, chicka.
Say, Andrew, do you remember those stupid old days when you were black and you had to stay black?
Yeah, I remember those days, and you had to join the 54th Massachusetts Regiment, and you had to fight for your freedom and rights.
Yeah, but no longer, because we have a special little gizmo called Slave Beacon. If our lovely assistant would bring it with for us.
Yes, master.
Slave Beacon! This is a special machine that allows you to get rid of your blackness. We have a special guest here with us. Guest, would you come on? This is Jamal. Say you have this area exposed here. All you simply have to do is stick it in the machine, and then wait for the magic to happen. And then pull it out. And you're white again. Simple as that.
For over 300 years, people in North America decided to oppress slaves.
Now, after a while, the North realized the error of their ways and realized that the blacks were actually people too. So they started working to get rid of slavery. However, the South had another idea. They were greedy and hungry and could not stand losing their slaves.
So they simply decided to secede.
The North didn't like that, so they fought them.
For 4 years, we had a civil war in America with over 600,000 people dying. It sucked.
But before we get into too many details with the Civil War, let's start with some causes that actually led up to the Civil War, besides slavery. These are less known.
One of the causes was the book Uncle Tom's Cabin by Harriet Beecher Stowe. Explain on the Harriet Beecher Stowe part.
Oh, okay.
Uncle Tom's Cabin was about a slave named Uncle Tom, and he was in a good home, and then he got sold, and then he got beat to death. And it was very, very, very sad.
And you see, what really happened with it was it showed England and other countries that didn't actually experience slavery firsthand the sheer terrors of being separated from one's family and being treated like basically garbage. So, and in the end, the South ended up losing their support from Britain.
Also, the Queen of England decided to ban all slavery in her country.
I don't think that happened.
Another reason was because Abraham Lincoln was reelected in 1860.
The South didn't like Abraham Lincoln, and that's one of the main reasons why the South seceded, was because they're like, hey, we don't like this guy, let's leave.
It gave them a true reason to actually succeed, because before then, they didn't have a true reason.
Let's look at some reasons as to why the South lost.
Now you see, the South was mainly focused on their one crop, cotton, or as it's well known now as king cotton. And focusing just on that, they lost a lot of their major productions like food and industrialization. So while they were behind, the North was actually increasing production, becoming more industrialized, and yeah.
Another reason was because of the different amount of railroad tracks between the North and South.
When Abe Lincoln became president, he immediately seized both the railroad tracks and set up a telegraph system so he could talk to many people. This gave the North both transportation and communication, which the South didn't have.
Supplies.
I don't know.
The South ran out of food, guns, and ammunition.
And that's why the South lost the Civil War. Also, that's why we're still the complete United States of America. America.
America!
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 May I have your attention, please? May I have your attention, please? Will the real Slim Shady please stand up? I repeat, will the real Slim Shady please stand up? We're gonna have a problem here. You never seen a white person before. Jump all over the floor and stand. Tommy just burst in the door and started moving her ass.
Oh shit. Nope. Nope. Wait. Well.